The Minnesota Wild have been one of the most active teams in the NHL this offseason, really making some major changes to their roster, which will make things very interesting for first-year head coach Mike Yeo. Darren Doogie Wolfson sat down with Yeo to talk about his team.
Mike Yeo's last name comes from the word yeoman, meaning performed in a loyal, valiant, useful, or workmanlike manner. That seems appropriate for the youngest head coach in the NHL. 11 years of experience at 37 years old. It's pretty rare.
It is rare, yeah. You probably have to be not a very good player to make sure that you're not playing hockey anymore at 26 years old. But, you know, it was probably the best thing for me. I had a career-ending injury, and I was going to be an average player. And I always wanted to be a coach, and I felt that I could be a pretty good one. And again, it worked out pretty well for me.
Are there any coaches you try to mirror yourself after? Is Mike Babcock a guy you mentioned?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of him and the way he coaches. I love his passion, and you know, obviously he exudes a great confidence in himself, and I think that, you know, I've always been a big believer that your team is going to, you know, it's going to take on the personality of your coach or your coaching staff, and I think you can see that with a team like Detroit. And Minnesota fans probably love this one, but being in Pittsburgh, I got to, just a different sport, but I got to be a big fan of Mike Tomlin. Just the way he conducts himself and the respect that he gets from his players, I was very impressed with him too.
It's a fine line, though, because if you talk to some Steelers players, I know this, they won't say he's exactly a player's coach. It's a very fine line, commanding respect, but not, you know, ripping apart a locker room in terms of guys not respecting you because you're too over the top.
Yeah, that's not my style. I'm not a guy who's gonna day in and day out go in and you know, get my finger in a guy's face and yell and scream. That is not me. That's not who I am. I believe that I like to be treated with respect, and I know that the players feel the same way. And I will always be that.
With the additions of gifted goal scorer Danny Heatley and sneaky good forward Devin Setaguchi, expectations are sky high for a team that hasn't played in the postseason for the last 3 years. Certainly the landscape of the Western Conference can still change. But for the most part, the teams are who they're going to be. Are you a playoff team right now?
You know what? I refuse to answer the question, and no disrespect, but it's just there's a lot of talk about the playoffs, and to me, it's not even. We have no business talking about playoffs until we become a really good team.
Let me try it this way: you pointed to the Red Wings and the Penguins. Not exactly breaking news here. The Bruins are the reigning champs. How far away are you from the Boston Bruins?
Again, that remains to be seen, and you know, I believe in the personnel that we have here. I strongly believe, and very excited about a lot of the number of kids that we have coming up. You know, this week's been great to get a chance to see some of these kids, you know, I haven't had a chance to be behind the scenes to see how our team deals with adversity, to see, you know, again, the commitment level that we have right now. How long is it going to take us to get there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm extremely confident that we will get there, but it's very difficult to put a time frame on it.
Just like it might have been for Yeo on becoming an NHL head coach. 1 goal down, 1 major, 1 to go. I'm Darren Wolfson for Sports Wrap.
And the Wild will open training camp in mid-September. Players have already been warned they better show up in shape.